Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I just took my dog down the stairs to go outside to eat, and oh my gosh, she pulled me into the stair banister, and it is hardwood, and I smacked my knee, and I was out of breath. I was hopping down the stairs on one leg. Yikes. All right, just an average day in the life of a hound or coonhound owner. If you have coonhounds, you know what I'm talking about. They are busy, busy girls. All right. So you guys are always begging for Love After Lockup. And I admit I have not been watching this most recent season. I have been inundated with all these other shows and I've gotten off track. But previous episodes or previous season, last season, Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, followed one of the fan favorites, Goddess, Tracie Wagaman, and Clint Brady. Now, these two are a hot mess. Tracie had served time for drugs, was on probation when she got out. They got married literally right out of the gate. On the wedding night, she took off, stole his car, went out and scored and got a bunch of drugs. He cried to his mom. He said, "Mother effing crack." And since then, these two have been on a spiral. Now, everyone's been saying, Clint doesn't do those sorts of things, but his mother alluded to the fact that he had been using certain hard substances at one point in time and how much she hated them. And she had been worried when Tracie met Clint's mom that she would take him down that road again. Well, I guess it's all out in the open now, because literally on Twitter, on a Twitter tirade at 3 o'clock in the morning, Clint outed himself and Tracie for using drugs. I'm not even going to lie. So, and it's ironic because only a few days, Tracie showed this photo, said, "I didn't know drugs made you look this good." She's been alluding to the fact that she's been using, but because everyone says that, she's lost a lot of weight, she looks like she's on something, they just look raggedy right now. And they look like they're not taking the best care of themselves, okay? And here is where she's at. So here's what happened. Now, I apologize. These ones got tweeted and deleted, so I grabbed these ones off Soap Dirt, but I got the rest myself. And he wrote, "I keep asking myself why I keep crying over Tracie Wagaman when there are well beyond 165 million women on Earth. I went to score some meth for myself." And she went to score some meth for herself and has been at the dope man's house for well over 4 hours now. Haven't I been through this before? When will I learn, Tracie? I used to believe that I was Wagaman's top and number one priority, but I was proven otherwise for the final time tonight. So interesting, right? He says that she takes off and she's gone and she's been away and everything is he's sad and he's crying. But then Tracie claps back with this. Oops. "I went to score for you." I went to score for you, right? I went to score for you. LOL, I'd love to take a drug test now and prove you and everyone else otherwise. And she said, "Really now? You didn't do meth and cocaine last night?" And he said, "LOL, nice pick, but you have of us on here. Anywho, yeah, I did F up 2 nights ago, but I've not done any since then, and I barely even did enough for it probably not show up on a test. At least I'm making an honest effort to stop using hardcore drugs. Those 2 lines of cocaine I did. And that half line I snorted wasn't enough to get me off. Other than those 2 little mistakes I did, I've been clean for 10 days now." Wow. 10 whole days. All right, Clint. How long have you been clean now? Oh, and also let's point out how much of a gambling problem you have and why you go or sneak off to the casino or game rooms behind my back so often. And then he said, "I'd love to take a drug test now." And then she was responding to somebody on Twitter, and she can get really nasty. She fat shames a lot, I noticed. And she said, quit, and she's talking to a woman, quit hating fat ass. But I remember those days, Chubs. I too used to make fun of skinny girls. I was low-key jealous because I wanted to be skinny, so I feel your pain. I too. I would hate me if I was in your body. Ouch, Tracy. That's really mean. She has lost a ton of weight, but she makes comments like this a lot to people that make comments to her. And it's like kind of nasty. So they've been doing like crazy things. Like if you remember, they were selling off all their stuff. They're doing cameos on the Cameo thing where you can do a shout out. They started at $30 for a cameo. Now they're all the way up to $65. It's clear that she's using that money for stuff. You know what I'm saying? They are not on the current cast of Love After Lockup. And it hasn't been said whether or not if there's going to be another season of Life After Lockup. So it'll be interesting. They probably don't have a lot of income coming in. I'm not sure what Clint does for work. But a lot of people had been speculating for a really long time based on Clint's appearance that maybe he had been dragged down with her. And I think last night's admission is key. And if you remember, she was actually arrested this summer in Texas for possession. And he was arrested too for paraphernalia for having a weed pipe. Now, considering what we know now, maybe it wasn't a marijuana pipe, maybe it was a meth pipe. It's interesting though, like, with all of this going on, wide in the open, she has a pending case in Texas, and she goes down there because, according to Clint's mom on social media, she goes down there like every other weekend because she has a son that she doesn't have custody of, but she has like visitation with. So she goes down there all the time. She has this pending case. She's apparently using, does she not have to take tests while she's out on bail? Is she not considering the fact that given her record, she could end up back in prison where she just got out of? Like, I understand addiction is a disease, but to be so wide open and talking so like out there about this kind of stuff, it makes me wonder like how in her right mind she is. Clearly not in her right mind. And now, how do we even deny that they're even like, how do you even deny it at this point? Like, they both admitted it. They both look like they're using. She has lost, I can't even tell you how much weight. She looks like she's rail thin now. And Clint's skin has gotten worse. She is clearly, the combination of these two together has been a downfall for the both of them. He's already had, and let's not blame her for him going down this route. He already had issues leading into all of this. He had been arrested for driving he drove something into a building. He's had arrests for drugs. Like, Clint is not, he's not he's not a Boy Scout, let's just say. So a couple weeks ago, she was on his Twitter accusing him of cheating. This is clearly like, and then the next day they'll be like, I love you, goddess. You're my favorite goddess. This just sounds like an extremely unhealthy and toxic marriage. And I hope for the both of them that if he is trying to stay clean, that it's not just by himself. And I hope she doesn't try to do it by herself, because it's clear, even though she was behind bars, she didn't work a program. She went right back to using, and she's made comments that she dabbles here and there. I guess, I don't know how you dabble here and there when you're an actual addict. But I would hope that at some point these two realize that the path that they're on is not a good one. I would hope that fans stop paying for these cameos from them as much as they love these two, because clearly everything that they are making on these cameos is probably going right up their noses. And it's sad because, again, she is literally facing a pretty hefty charge in Texas that could land her behind bars for a really long time, because she had a lot on her. And she's just not even fazed. That's the sign of someone that's deep within their addiction. So let's just keep them in our thoughts and hope that they, don't end up dead, and maybe get help. Tracie, Clint, please get help. This isn't healthy. Your relationship's not healthy. You both need to get off the mother effing crack and meth. All right, you guys, this is where I'm at for Love After Lockup. If there's anything else that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. There's been a thing on Twitter today. There was a leak yesterday on Twitter that something big might go down tomorrow between Janelle and David Eason. So hang tight for that. And then there's also some sort of video going out that says that Janelle Eason will tell all sets the record straight on Kale Lowry's podcast. Didn't happen. If you see that, someone sent me a clip of it. I did confirm that she's never been on the podcast and they have not interviewed her. So no records have been set on a podcast between Kale and Janelle. Other than that, I'll be back later. I will be on live on Instagram tonight. So if you have not followed me on Instagram, make sure you do at Without a Crystal Ball. All right, you guys. Bye.